I love strawberries. Strawberries are my favorite. I can't wait to taste them. Ms. Cathy,
Okay,
you know
well,
that?
we'll go ahead and get started, Chris. As you know, we get a lot of calls around this time of year.
Okay.
I want to make strawberry jam, but I don't want to use the water bath. I just want to can them, put them in the freezer. So we did a little bit of research. All of these recipes call for a tremendous amount of sugar.
Okay.
And we're trying to cut down on our sugar. So I purchased this low sugar pectin, and we're going to make about less than 2 pints this morning. But you want to use your freshest strawberries possible, and the farmer's market is open, so you
That's
can
right.
get your fresh, beautiful strawberries at the farmer's market.
Or you can grow your own strawberries, which you've done
you
here.
can.
Yeah.
Yes, that you sure have. And go ahead and stem them, and then mash them in a single layer using a potato masher.
Okay.
Now, some people say, well, why can't you just put it in a blender? I'm afraid that if you puree the strawberries, it's like baby food. So we say that you just mash them with the potato masher, and we're going to put them in this small pot. Now, I know you're thinking, she's not making very much jam. This is going to be less than 2 pints, but that's okay, because I just wanted to demonstrate quickly how this works. So we're going to turn up our heat, and 1 1/3 cups of berries. That's what we
Okay,
have,
that's
1
what it
1/3
is.
cups of berries. And according to the pectin instructions, about 1½ tablespoons of low sugar pectin.
And what does the pectin do, Ms. Cathy?
Oh, this is what causes the strawberry jam to gel.
Gel.
And sugar is also important in causing the strawberry jam to gel. So we're going to stir this. We're going to stir it constantly for about 1 minute. And it's going to take a little while for this to stir up, but we're going to stir this until it comes to a rolling boil for 1 minute. Now, let me tell you a little bit. I did some experimenting. The other day, I tried a recipe that said no boil strawberry jam. And I said, okay, that sounds easy. So I ladled it into the jars, put it into the refrigerator, and the next day it looked like sugar. And the recipe did call for a lot of sugar. And I thought, I'm going to save this jam. So I poured everything back into the pot.
Okay.
And I let the strawberries cook down for about 1 minute. Put it back in the jars, and it's beautiful. It is really, really
What a difference
pretty.
that made then.
It made a huge difference. And this was using about 5 cups of sugar to 3 cups of strawberries.
Wow.
So you see,
5 cups of sugar. Wow.
we have so many people with diabetes.
Right,
I don't want to tell them to go for this.
Right.
Then this, which is what we'll be sampling in a little bit, this is our low sugar pectin, and you see the difference between the two. You can tell this is a much
Sure
deeper
can.
red, and then this looks a little bit lighter. And we used, I think it was about 5 cups of sugar to 3 cups of berries for this.
Okay.
So we've got our sugar. We need to add our sugar after this comes to a rolling boil. But let's talk about some of the advantages in doing strawberry freezer jam. One advantage is it can be ready right away.
Okay.
And you know, whenever we're
good.
using the hot water, the water bath method, you have to seal the jars. If we're going to put these in the refrigerator or the freezer, you don't have to worry so much about the lids sealing, although we are heating the jars to 180 degrees so that they will seal.
Okay.
It's also, like we said, the berries seem to be fresher, they're a brighter color, easy to do. However, if we don't process this in a hot water bath, we're going to have to put them in the refrigerator for no longer than 3 weeks. So you've got to hurry up and eat it,
Okay.
or you can put it in the freezer for up to 3 months. Some people say, okay, now
there you
this is what, let's time it for 1 minute. Got to time it for 1 minute. Can you help me with that, Chris? I can barely see this.
Okay, Mom.
So we're going to let this boil for 1 minute. The disadvantage here is, who has that much freezer space? You know, you hate to open your freezer and say, see 24 cans of strawberry jam. What I have done with my previous batches, I gave it away immediately. You
Okay.
know, I just gave
That's
it away
smart.
to friends and family.
Yeah, I like strawberries, but yeah, I saw
That-
24.
So
Yeah.
you
refrigerator.
need a whole lot of room. So let's just go ahead, get this to cook down for 1 minute.
Okay, got about 30 seconds.
It says stir constantly. You don't want it to stick.
All right.
Okay, now if I were at home, I could adjust the heat a little bit better and it would be a hard rolling boil, but we're, in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the next step where we add 1/2 cup of sugar. So I've got 1 1/3 cups of berries, 1/2 cup of sugar. That still sounds like a lot, doesn't it?
It does,
But
it
that's
sure does.
okay because otherwise we would have a whole lot more than that.
And it's smelling good already.
Oh, I love the
can
way it
smell that.
smells. Yeah,
Goodness.
makes the kitchen smell really good. But you know what else we're going to add to it? Jelly and jam has a tendency to foam up.
Butter.
So I'm going to add like maybe a 1/2 teaspoon.
Wow, that's a little bit of
Just
butter.
a tiny bit. And this should cut down on the foaming because you don't want to have a jar of foam in your jam. Okay. Would you say it's come to another hard boil? I think it's boiling. Let's go ahead and start
Okay.
timing it. 1 minute.
Okay. You got 5.
Okay, it's looking good.
All right.
Good, thank you.
Oh yeah, that's going to a good boil.
Yeah, that's coming to a good boil. Excuse me, Tanya. Now we're going to take out our jars. Now remember, we said we had to heat our jars because if we don't and you put that hot product in a cold jar, it will crack the jar. So we're just going to spoon this in.
Oh, Tanya, doesn't that smell good?
It does smell
Oh, my goodness.
It's boiling away. And we want to leave about 1/2 inch of headspace.
Okay.
If you go on YouTube, people use no headspace or they might use 1.5 inches, and we want to go ahead and use our bubbler. Get those air bubbles out. Now we have our lids that have been heated to 180 degrees. We're going to lift this off. Oh wait, I've got to wipe this first. Yeah, you have to wipe your lid. See, you don't want any residue
Okay.
on the lid. Okay. And then you put your lid on.
This is a real good lesson here.
And then you just screw this on fingertip tight.
Fingertip.
Yeah, fingertip tight. And we've got jam.
How about that?
Wow, that didn't seem hard at all.
Okay, and you see it looks like the fruit has come to the top of the
Right.
jar. So we're going to let this stand at room temperature until it's cool enough for us to put it in the refrigerator. And like we said, you can keep it in the refrigerator for 3 weeks or your freezer up to 3 months.
Okay.
Now, many of the publications I've read have said you can keep it in the freezer up to 1 year. I don't think you can do that for the low sugar jam.
Okay.
Maybe you know, if we had a lot of sugar in this, but I would not use it for this jam.
Okay.
But since we have got some angel food cake,
Oh,
and I know someone had a birthday recently.
ah, boy, that's right on time. How about that?
We're gonna have some birthday cake.
Tanya didn't know that was going to happen today,
Yeah.
did she?
Did you know it was her birthday?
I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Okay. You get the first piece because you're the
Okay.
birthday
Thank
girl.
Oh,
you.
yeah,
And
we
strawberry
let
is
Tanya
my
get that.
favorite.
Ah, see,
Yeah,
there
I
you go.
love
I love
Oh, I'm
strawberries.
so
Absolutely
glad.
love strawberries.
Okay. Here we have this.
I can eat
Okay.
strawberries any time of the year, I
Yes,
tell
let
you.
that cool because it's very, very
Thank you
hot.
so much.
You are quite
Happy birthday,
welcome.
Tanya.
Well,
We got
thanks.
supplies for you
Yeah.
today. Huh?
I mean, Facebook is wonderful.
Yeah, keep up
It's
with everything.
really good. We keep up with our friends. Okay, Chris, I'll cut a slice for you.
Oh, Mr. D is going to be so jealous.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me fix this.
Thank you for that demonstration.
Oh, you're quite
That
welcome.
tastes
It was
good.
so easy.
Easy. It was quick. Tanya.
Thank you.
I may even have to try to make some in my kitchen. Yeah.
Okay.
There you have it.
Get
Thank you
brave.
again, Ms.
You're
Cathy.
quite welcome,
We appreciate
Chris.
that.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button below.